Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome to another episode of Stardrive 2 with me, Jaylbayt. Today we're getting back to our Draylock Council campaign here, where we are merchants and spies. The bugs have been encroaching into our land here, and they are forcing us to pay a bit of tribute, or they'll come to war with us, because they're jerks. So what we're going to be doing is learning up a couple of techs so that we can build a force to hopefully wipe them out, or at least do enough damage to them that they will think twice about coming to war with us. So, one thing that we could do probably pretty easily is take this planet that they colonized here. And that shouldn't be too bad. They've only got one population, so I doubt they'll have much of a ground force. So we could just probably take a ship and some ground troops and go and take that if we needed to. Pretty easy, but to begin with, we're just gonna... is this our explorer? Yes, exploration frigate. To begin, we're just gonna kind of hold back, hang low. We still have a trade treaty with them for like another 20 some odd turns. Let's see. I think we can see here. Maybe not. But yeah, we're gonna milk that for a bit longer to get some more cash and maybe pump out a few more ships, and then we'll tell them where they can stick their tribute. So, to begin, I think what we'll do is we'll send our little exploration frigate. Now up here there was some pirates that we ran into when we went that way. I don't want that to happen. And while we're kind of at peace with the Opteris Hive, I'd like to explore some of their planets to see exactly what we're going to be going up against. So, let's go ahead and get that going. Let's see. We're making this research lab, okay, and we're making military vessel. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Alright, so our construction of that is done. Let's go check out what we're doing next. Oh, spies. Yes, we like spies. Ooh, looks like we're going to get another population in another turn. Good deal. Okay, so let's just keep this going. Spies could be very helpful for us. Alright, I want you... Can you get there and back? 177 AU. You can... So you see how our, well, it kind of blobs out like that too. It almost looks like they may have colonized here, but I can't be certain. I don't think so. I think everybody's given kind of like 4 stars around their home star, as part of their blob. Initial blob anyways, you can kind of see how these stick out like Mickey Mouse. So I don't know that they've colonized that. So I'm just going to go straight for their place here to take a look and see what they've got going on there. And then maybe we can get a better idea of what's going to happen when we go to war with these guys. Because that's inevitable. If they're already making us pay tribute, it's inevitable they want to go to war with us, so we've got to be prepared for it. We've got a ton of extra food. Why do I have so much? Oh, the population came through. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this here. And actually what we might want to do is... we can actually take another guy off. Yes. Very nice. We may want to rush our science here a bit because we want to get... and that only shaves... this only shaves 1 turn off. Actually, let's go to this planet. I want to see... plus 10, plus 11, plus 13, Okay, so we can do some pretty decent production here if we need to, but I think getting our techs done as quickly as we can, so that we have better weapons, and hopefully we can get to those fighters as well. I think that will really give us an edge on these guys. The other thing we can do is we can kind of see where they are as far as their technology. So it doesn't look like they have any technologies that we don't have. That's good to know. Do they have any resources? They have delicacies, trade rights, colonies. Okay, so they just have the one colony. So it's interesting. We can see a lot of information just by talking to them. At plus 50% over their normal valuations. Okay. So they just want to nuke the planet from orbit, as it's the only way to be sure. Fantastic. That means that ground troops are probably not a big priority for them. So here we've got trade for 20 more turns. We're going to be paying tribute for 46 turns. Gross. And we have trade access for 20 turns. Okay. Thank you. That's all we needed to know. Why do we have starvation here? What is happening? Food imports. I think we need another freighter to do all this food. Alright, we're going to take one of these spies away. Put a freighter fleet in there. Okay. I think that'll be good. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Let's get some turns moving. Ooh, look at this. Pirates. We could try a non-aggression pact. Oh, but they want a lot for that. I don't like that these pirates are coming after me now. Alright, so let's go here. We'll probably have to just run from them, which is what we're going to do anyways. So no problems there. Where are we at on our 4 more turns there? We've got a bit of money coming in. That's good. Colony maintenance and tribute payments. But the colony gross income has gone up because we probably had that population, that extra population, so that's good. Alright. And our spy is done. Fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our spy here on offense. And what he does is this spy will generate intelligence points. And when we reach 500 intelligence points, we can do something with our spy. You can do a smash and grab, which you raid the enemy lab with your ground forces. If successful, you'll acquire one of their best technologies, but they will suspect your involvement. If unsuccessful, they get real mad and probably leads to war. This is really, like, if you're at war with somebody, this is fantastic. If not, it could be the precursor to war. Embed a mole is less intrusive, and what happens is basically they act like a scientist for their research. So when you generate enough RP to find one of their technologies, it will acquire that technology, and your opponent there won't even know that that happened unless they find your spy with defensive spies of their own. And then you can do some other stuff. This will give you vision of their fleet deployments for 25 turns. Favorable propaganda will increase their approval of us so that we can get better deals and that sort of thing. So there's a number of things that we can do with our spies, but right now we're generating, you can see here, at +3 intelligence points per turn. So we actually want a lot of spies in here to generate that faster. Put moles in so that we can get technologies faster, that sort of thing. But right now I'm more interested in just generating some of this intelligence so that if we do to go to war, we can do one of those things, maybe like know where their fleets are, that sort of thing, or initiate those smash and grabs. So eventually we're going to want more spies going, but right now there's a couple things that are a little bit more pressing. The other thing is that each spy, you can see their spy upkeep is -1. Each spy costs us 1 billion credit per turn to supply and keep up to date, so we kind of have to be careful there as well. Alright, so let's go back up here. We did explore their thing here. Here is 1. So they have, look at that, the size of that thing. That's their exploration frigate? Really? Interesting. So theirs is a lot bigger than ours. But you can see they just have this 1 main planet plus the colony that they did over here, which is still at population 1, which is good for us. So although they're being buttheads, they're not too much of a threat right off the bat, which will give us the time that we need, I think, to research the stuff we need, so that if they start to get too big for their britches, we can put them in their place. Alright, let's keep this going. Alright, we've got our ion beams researched. Next was what we wanted was fighter bays. Yes. So that's going to take us a while to research. We could do one of these other lesser ones, but because of the danger with the Opteris here, having this fighter bay is going to be phenomenally good. Because fighters, I think, in this are very advantageous because they can fill so many different roles. Alright, so our guy's going. And the GNN, hello! Thanks for tuning back into the Galactic News Network. Not like you have a choice, though. Our transmitter is easily the most powerful one in the galaxy. Well, thank you. Thank you for rubbing our faces in it, you android piece of garbage. Today's episode of Racial Profiling, we continue our exploration of the galaxy's newest FTL-capable species with a profile of the Volfar Imperium. So, the Volfar are in the galaxy. Who are these genocidal space wolf bat things, and what do they want from the galaxy? We've reached out to their leaders to help us understand. Quote, the Volfar Imperium does not suffer interviews with foolish robots. We should kill and devour you for even asking. And there you have it, folks. Wisdom from the mouth of wolves. We'll see you next time on the GNN. Okay, so even though we've not met them yet, we know that the Volfar are an entity in the galaxy. So that's one decent thing, I guess. What is that? Unexplored anomaly. We'll have to go out and take a look at that as soon as our scout gets back. So we're going to be researching fighter bays. Let's look at the progress on some of our stuff. 2 turns for that. That's going to be good. Once we get this research lab up, that'll help this out immensely. And the freighter fleet will allow us to move someone over here, which will be good as well. But after this, we have a research lab. Yeah, I guess that's okay. We can put some. One cool thing about production that is different from in this 4X game than others is that if you put some production into something, I think as long as you don't remove it from your queue completely, it will retain those construction points. So we can continuously put things ahead of it. But right now, since we're kind of waiting for fighter bays to build more combat vessels, because I want to design a ship with fighter bays in it, we can put some points into our research lab while we wait for that. The other option is that we could convert our production into BCs, but I don't know how much that's going to give us. It's 10 production per BC, and we're only producing about 10 anyway, so I don't know what plus 1 BC will really have. Oh, the rate is improved by 1 production per BC for each foreign trade route that you have with a single other empire. Then the rate will be 8 production per BC. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, trade goods would be a good thing when we get our trade network up and going really well with all the races. Because I want to trade with all the races. What we may end up doing is satisfying a lot of the other races' aggressive things, trying to get non-aggression packs with a lot of them, so that we can just flood the trade. But again, those non-aggression packs are going to eat up the tolerance. So we got to be, it's a real balancing act. I really like that aspect of the game. We're also building up a decent treasury here so that we can buy stuff if we need to. That's going to be good if we indeed go to war with the Opterus. Oh no, that's a different guy. Okay. So here we've got our fighter going here. He's going to have to dock anyways, so let's just send him home. Alright, we've got our freighter here, so let's go ahead and take our guy off food production and let's add him. That took 9 turns off of the fighter bay. Very nice. Very nice. We could do that even faster by purchasing this research lab. What do we have here? Colony gross income. Did that go down when I moved you? It did. Really? Why? Oh, that's interesting. For some reason, it looks like the production of food helps with your colony gross income. I wonder... Alright, so we're going to put him there anyways, but that is an interesting thing. Because if that's the case, this is going to be a huge moneymaker if we just pump all our population into food. You'll convert production on your colonies to BC per turn at the set rate. Yeah, but that loses. You see how our production goes down as we increase this over here? So that's a empire-wide tax. So later on, since we are looking for the money, that may be something that we do, but for now I think it's better just to have the production to get some of these things up and going early on in the game. Alright, so let's keep going here. A hostile fleet has been spotted in our space. Oh noes, pirate fleet. Okay, well we do have one of our screeners here, so we could send him out to meet this guy. But if we wait for him to come directly to the planet, which is where I think he's going to be going, then he'll have to deal with our starbase too. So I think that's the better thing, is just sit and wait for that to happen. Yeah, you see how he's coming right for the planet? As for our exploration frigate, I wonder if we can skirt... It's right out here. That's probably what this is. This is probably a pirate base out here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the scout... maybe down this way. Your trade treaty with the Opterus Hive has expired. Your relations have improved. Okay. Then what I want to do, we're still making, okay, one more turn. So what I want to do here is bring our scout back up here. We'll get into the battle here, and then we'll see where we're at. Yeah, see, now he's dealing with not only our fighter, but our starbase as well. So we'll go ahead and fight this. I think this is our first fight. I think we just run away up to this point. So, here we go. We've got our deployment zone. Here's the fighter. We can see he's a close, it requires close range for him to do much of his damage. I can't remember. It seems like there's a way where you can actually view what they have on their ship, but I'm not sure what that is. I think we need better scanners for that. Now, our screener here, you can see, has super short range. Okay? It is designed as an upfront, close, I'm going to laser beam you to death. So, it's going to have to get way in close. However, our starbase here, which we can't click on, uses missiles. And we have that damage bonus from the resource that we have. This will allow you to have more engines. We want to keep him moving because of the way he is. He doesn't have any armor. He's just all guns. Target facing frontal, so they will try to stay frontal towards the enemy. And so what we'll do is I think we'll pull him back here because the pirate's probably going to come straight in. And since we know he has a fairly short range as well, you can see his engagement range, we'll hold back. And then when he gets into right about here, we'll send our fighter forward. But for now, we'll just let our starbase shoot off some missiles and rockets at him. May kill him before he even gets here. Boom. Oh yeah, he's taking tons of hits. I'm going to send our guy forward because I'm not sure if he needs to get hits to get experience. He's taking a little damage. I think he's going to die right here. Alright, get him. There you go. Get some. Yes. Boom. Oh, there he goes. He's dead. Yeah, so. Jaylbayt screener. Golden coin of defense. Awarded to any ship that participates in the successful defense of a planetary assault versus the homeworld. Gain plus 20% damage when fighting inside friendly territory. Replaces the silver coin. Interesting. So you can see the damage that was done, the damage that was taken. But you notice that he didn't get any experience. And I think it's because he did very little damage. So to get them more experience... Oh, it could have been the kills. Oh, I believe that's actually what it was. It's not so much the damage, but he didn't assist and he didn't kill, so he didn't get any experience. So we may have to use our ships a little bit more, even in the defenses, to try and get them that assist or defense. But this commendation is something that he will have forever. So as long as he's within our purple bubble, he'll have plenty plus 20% of damage, which could be huge. Although, as a small ship, I'm not sure. There's our merchant fleet. Okay, so we dropped down so much. So much. We're only making 1 billion credit per turn now. So I think what we want to do is try to continue relations with the Opterus. We haven't met anybody else, so I think it will be in our best interest to do that. The other thing is we're going to pay tribute for 25 turns. They may hold on to that and not attack us for those 25 turns, so we'll get at least half the trade rights. And I think what we can do, I don't think we can do large, no. I think we can do a medium trade right now. I wonder if we have any technologies they need. We do. And I really don't want to give them either of that stuff. They have the aeroponic farm. Nah. So for now, we'll do an equal trade benefit with them. As you can see, our tolerance for them is very low, but their tolerance for us is very high. They get, I think they had a plus 10 to start with, and B, it's because we've improved our ratings with their approval. But they kind of pissed us off by forcing us to pay tribute. So our people are a little less willing to do this. But this is going to give us a lot of trade. You can see here we have a ton of trade going, but only 3 of our transports are doing trade because the other 3 are doing food. So we're going to want to get that 4th one up pretty quickly. I don't want to buy that. That's too much. So we'll get another freighter fleet here. We'll push it to the top. Again, like I said, it holds the build points there, so no problems. We'll get that to the top. I didn't look, but I think our spy, yep, we're slowly building up our intelligence points with our spy. Okay. And we could actually buy this freighter fleet right off the bat. But I actually want to get a good treasury, a good stash here, because if we ever have to do some, if we ever have to react to something, having a big money pool is a good way to do that, because if we have to build a bunch of ships quickly, that's something that we can dip into to help us build our ships quickly. And we don't want to be in a reactionary state most of the time, but if we have to, having a big treasury will help us. So, we killed a pirate. We have increased our trade with the Opteris jackholes. The thing is, we're paying 2 in tributes, but our trade right now is making us 12. So even with the tribute, we're still making quite a bit of profit off of these guys. So I'm okay with that. All right. I think we've run out of time for this episode, but we have gotten some stuff done. Our fighter bays will be researched soon, so the threat of military involvement will be lessened. We won't have to worry too much about the invasions here, and if we can keep them at a plus, because we're gonna go up to 16 in trade treaties. If we can keep them at a +4 in trade, or a plus 14 in trade, I think that's still a good deal for us. We'll let them be, obnoxious and think they're superior, but we'll eventually just have enough money and enough spy power to just destroy them. So, as you could see, also when we looked at their technologies, we're way ahead of them in technologies. We've already got new weapons. We're about to have fighter bays. All they have on us is the aeroponic farms, which is something that we're not even looking at yet. So, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Well, I will leave us here. Next time we will see what else we can do. Probably explore a little bit more, see if we can find another race so that we can start trading with them as well. But until then, I've been Jaylbayt. See you next time, and live free, game hard.